A view from above. Put your finger on the first word, a map. And today, while you eat snack, we are going to track it and we're going to read it as a whole group. So put your finger on the word A and let's read this first sentence all together. Here we go. Ready? A map is a special view of Earth. It is a view from above. If you were walking down the street, you might see a view like this. Stop. If you were walking down a street, this is what your view would be. This is what you would see. You would probably just see the street, and then you would see some buildings on the side. And you probably wouldn't even see the sky. Especially if you're walking down a street with really tall buildings, you probably wouldn't see the sky. Okay? Now, let's look at this view on B. So the view on A is down a street. Now let's look at B. Put your finger on the word if. And let's read this all together. Ready? If you were in an airplane, you might see a view like this. So look at this picture. This is from being in an airplane. So if you were flying above this street, this is what you would see. You would see some streets, you might see some houses, you might see some trees. So your view looks different. It's the same thing,
What's different?
but it's a little different because your view is a little bit different. Charlotte.
Because I went on like twice, like when I was even like a baby too.
Right, so you've been on an airplane a couple times. Did your view of a city kind of look like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're playing.
I've been in an airplane, so I was going with my dad one time, and I was flying all by myself because I was old enough to, and I was flying all the way to what's it called? Arizona. It is very, very fun, and I've been on an airplane 5 times.
Okay, was your view from the airplane kind of like this?
Yes.
Yep. Lewis.
I'm scared of airplane because I never seen a view like it.
Me
And I'm scared of heights.
You're scared of heights, so you probably would maybe a little scared of the airplane too.
Me too. We never ride.
Okay, Corla's next. Oh, Corla, wait, your friends are talking. Okay, now they're quiet, Corla.
I've only been on an airplane once, and I don't feel very good when I'm on an airplane, and I don't sit by the airplane, by the window, so I don't really get to look out at it.
Yeah. Sometimes when you go on an airplane, your tummy or your head just doesn't sit very well. And so sometimes you don't want to go by the window because that sometimes makes it worse. So you probably didn't get to see a nice view like this, did you? Okay, I'm going to call on Wyatt and then we're going to keep going on, okay?
I sit, it's so big. I've only been on a plane one time, and either it was a crop duster or it's those planes that like the wings is over the cab.
Very cool.
I've rode in that like 2 times.
Did it kind of look like this view
We were out in the country.
in the country? So you probably saw some like farm crops, maybe, or land.
Like it's just a small airport.
Okay. Now, down here, put your finger on the word pretend, and we're going to read this all together. Ready? Pretend that you are a map maker. You could draw a map that looks like picture B. Both are views from above. So if you had a job as a map maker, because that could be your job, you could take this picture and you could draw it out to match it. Now it doesn't look exactly like the picture, but as you can see down here, these white long rectangles are the roads. And this one almost looks like an intersection. The squares that kind of look like envelopes, I think those are houses.
Yeah, they look like just mail.
They kind of do.
Almost when every house.
Mail houses.
And then
So every house has a house. That's what I know.
the green. Okay, I'll wait till we're quiet. Mrs. Murphy will wait. Lewis, what are you doing? No, we're doing math skills right now. We're not putting separating cleaning up. We'll wait for you to be ready. So we said those houses look like envelopes. The green little blobs that kind of look like the tops of the trees are to represent the trees. Now, we're going to use some of our skills to figure out how we can match a photograph to a map that has been drawn out by a map maker. So on number 1, we need to find a house in picture B and on the map. And then we're going to put a check on both. Now, look at all these houses. You can match them up here pretty easily. And you guys could probably do it really easily because you're at your desk. But Mrs. Murphy's going to find one up here that you can see way back there and I can see up here. So if I were to find this house right here, I'm going to put a check on it. And you, oops, hold on. I bumped it. You have to put a check on a house up here. See how Mrs. Murphy found that house there? And then I have to find it on the map and I have to match it. And I'm going to put a check on it right here. So go ahead, see if you can find a house up here that matches down here.
Is it white? It's all white. It looks like it's all
Okay?
Miss Murphy. Miss Murphy, your house is almost like by my house.
It is almost by yours.
Mine
Good job.
Miss
Okay, find a
your
house.
house is my house.
And guys, on this map up here, you guys might have to use your pencils. Or you know what? If you want to use a black crayon and go over it,
Yeah, that's what I'm
you could use a black crayon because I just realized it probably won't show up very well on that photograph.
If you use a
I usually go.
Okay, perfect. You can use a black crayon on both. Okay, find your map.
I won't sleep. I'm a better driver now.
Hold on.
That's kind of
Yep, we're just like on the other side of the floor. No, you don't have to stay with me. You can do whatever you want.
Now you live by me. My house is right there.
Okay, I'm gonna give you about 30 more seconds, so we're gonna go on to the next problem. Okay, remember your house doesn't have to match Mrs. Murphy's.
Check that off. Check it off. This might be you have to check these off.
All right, I think we're ready to go. On number 2, this is another fun one. You need to find a road in the picture on B and match it on the map. we'll put an X over both. So watch, Mrs. Murphy's gonna find this street up here called Elm Street, and I'm gonna put an X up here, and I know that it matches it right here. So find two streets from the photograph and your map and match them. And as you do that, I want you to realize that there are some differences between these two maps. This map looks more realistic, where this one looks like it's drawn out, it's not as real. And also, this map would be a lot easier to use than this map. If I was trying to use this map, there's too much detail.
Yeah.
Where this one's a lot simpler. And when you're trying to get places, you want it simple and easy. So that's why map makers make maps that are simple and easy, so that anyone looking at it, even a second grader, would be able to read the map. Okay?